dead. You know, but they really are being created all the time. And how would you, I mean, Lizzie and I, most of us come from a time when we're, you know, jumping into blogs as a new technology. So who are the bloggers who are starting now? I mean, you know, one of the questions we're asking ourselves is, why keep blogging? You know, we have Twitter, we have lots of microblogging platforms, we have a lot of shorter ways of saying these things. I mean, you know, who, you know, is it the same passion as starting it? I mean, is it the same deep, you know, kind of inspection of a subject?
I think so. We get into a real misconception as writers, I mean, I started blogging as a professional journalist, so for me, the journey was learning to speak personally. Because I was already used to writing online, but I was used to writing in a formal professional tradition. And I found in blogging that, I could loosen up. For many people who are more personal writers, when they start blogging, they're experiencing writing in public for the first time, and for them, the trip is in the reverse direction. It's learning to write in a way that large numbers of people who don't know what you're talking about can understand, which is more of a journalistic trait. So today, what, you know, we sometimes in our bubble of either the tech industry or the media industry or both, we think that anyone who might want to start a blog has already done so, surely. I thought back in 2002, we were starting a blog program at Salon, and I really wondered, I scratched my head and thought, well, doesn't everyone who wants to have a blog have one already? And this was, you know, when you could count the number of blogs in the thousands, which seemed inconceivable to me at the time. Today, I think there are still millions of people who have not had the experience of writing in public. Now, many of them never will, but there are plenty of them who can still look at the world and say, I have something to express. I have an opportunity to do it. No one can say no to me. I'm going to do it. And so that's one piece of it. The other piece is Twitter, which, you know, is the kind of big elephant in the room in the industry. Is like, well, now that we have Twitter, we have Facebook messaging, you know, what do I need a blog for? And I find that really interesting because I go back to the very beginning of blogging, where you can divide, there was always this divide between two groups of bloggers, people who were writing to express themselves and people who were writing to curate or to point to other websites to publish links, link blogs. Some people did both, but there were two distinct styles. And there were these theological arguments about which was truly a blog. Was it truly, could a blog post truly be a blog post if it didn't contain a link? These were things that people were arguing about at length here at this festival many years ago. And I look at Twitter today and I say, okay, if all you want to do is share links, you now have this wonderful, convenient, simple tool to do that with. Twitter is great for that. And maybe if that's all you want to do, you might gravitate in that direction. But if you want to write something that takes more than 140 characters, and much of what we all need to express requires that, you're not going to be satisfied with doing that on Twitter. The other problem that Twitter has, and I love it, but it has no past. Things that you put into Twitter are still in the database that twitter.com maintains, but you can't access them unless the URL was saved somewhere, somebody linked to it. The past disappears on Twitter, whereas blogs, which are often castigated by ignorant critics who say they're only about the moment, they're only about now, they have no sense of the past, that's dead wrong. Blogs are a great way to archive and store your writing and to point back to it, to give it a permanent home on the web. And so people who maintain blogs are often great curators of their own work. They protectively keep their archive intact. I moved all of my posts from Salon's platform onto WordPress 5 years of blogging because I wanted to save my own writing. Many other people have done the same thing. So the notion that Twitter is going to kill blogging seems crazy to me. It's redefining blogging, helping make it actually more what it truly is, which is a substantive outlet for a person's writing in public.